Hello, welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. These are my Hydrangea Annabelle. They've been in these tubs for 2 years. This is the last year they're going to be in these tubs. Next year they're going in the garden. So this is springtime and it's time to prune my Hydrangea Annabelle. Now, bear in mind that all hydrangeas are not the same. Hydrangea Annabelle flower on this year's growth. Some hydrangeas flower on last year's growth. So be careful. If you want blooms on your hydrangeas, you must check which type it is before you prune it, because it affects the pruning routine. And I'm going to put a link to the RHS guide to pruning hydrangeas in the description box below this video. But Hydrangea Annabelle, you can prune back because it will grow up this year and flower on this year's growth. Now, this is not Hydrangea Strong Annabelle, this is just the standard Annabelle, and it is susceptible to wind damage, so I've put plant supports in here. What's interesting is I cut some of these plant supports off an apple tree, and 2 of them have grown. There's one here which has sprouted a new apple tree, and there's another one here. So not only did I get free plant supports, I've also got free fruit trees. That one there, when I plant them out next year, is going to go in my wildlife garden, and it will produce fruit for the birds to eat. Let's get back to the job in hand, which is pruning these Hydrangea Annabelles. I've got this bucket here because I'm going to be a bit cheeky. I'm going to put all my cuttings in a bucket full of water and leave them for about a month and see if they make any roots, because I might end up with a load of Hydrangea Annabelles. Right, what am I going to do? Now, you can do this as soon as you start seeing growth. I've probably left it a little bit late. These are already growing, but no harm done. I can still prune them. And what I'm going to do is going to prune a lot of this leggy growth off the top down to just above where I can see growth. And where you can see growth, that will continue growing, and those bits that continue growing will have blooms on them. I won't need to tie string around these supports just yet because they're not big enough to need support, but when I come back from my trip in about 2 weeks' time, I'll put some string around them so they can grow up into that string and be supported. So here we go. Let's just, wherever I can see growth, I'm just going to prune down to just above it. Keeping that just in case it makes a cutting, but what I will do is I'll cut it just below a leaf node and drop it in my bucket. And I'm just going to do that now with all these, right down to where I can see evidence of growth. And obviously I will remove any dead stems while I'm at it, and this, mark my words, will grow up into a lovely, healthy, bushy hydrangea plant. So there we go, 3 hydrangeas pruned. That is the little apple tree. It looks brutal, that, but I can assure you, it'll do them the world of good. The other thing that will do them the world of good is, because they're in tubs, I'm just going to sprinkle a handful of slow release on top of each one. You can buy this from my Amazon link, and there's a link to that below the video. And if you do buy any through my link, obviously it's a paid link and I will earn commission. And your support, as I always say, is very much appreciated because it goes towards projects in the garden. Let me just give you a quick recap of what I've done. Number 1, check what type of hydrangea you've got, because the pruning regimes are different. This is Annabelle. I can prune this in the spring. I've pruned it right back to where I can see evidence of growth. The effect it will have, it will make the plant stronger and bushier, and it will flower on this year's growth. I've added some slow release. I've kept a bucket of cuttings, which I'll fill up with water, leave for a month, see what happens, I'll let you know. And I've got some supports in there. When this grows up a bit, I'll tie string around the outside, and that will support them in this wind. Hope you've enjoyed that. Can't wait to see these grow. And if you want to see them grow, and if you want to see how they do, then hit the subscribe and notification bell. The secateurs are also available as a link, by the way. I'm sorry to push products, but it does help if people buy them, and I appreciate it. I'll see you soon for some more Hydrangea Annabelle pruning adventures. Bye for now.